All right, guys, welcome to State of the Franchise with Jeffrey John. We're going to be going through every single team in the league and giving a full detailed breakdown on every player on their roster. This should help the current GM with game planning decisions, and this should help other GMs around the league with trading decisions. So let's start with the Bushido. Their brand new star player, Alessandro Carter, 6'4", as you can see, two-way threat, 19 badges, dang near drafted maxed already. I mean, this guy almost didn't even declare for the draft, but here he is. Alessandro's in the league, fell to number 4, looking to make a difference. Let's go ahead and give you guys. I'm just going to stick with grades. Grades are enough to give you guys the idea of what a player can do without giving you guys the specifics and the secrets maybe behind a coach's secret weapon. I don't know. I'm trying to make good excuses. Bottom line is I don't want to go through all of the stats. So you're going to get the grades and you're going to like it, Honcho. Next up, Joe Weber, a little bit shorter, a little crazier, not as efficient, but I think he's a better scorer than Carter for now. I mean, Carter's a rookie, so it's crazy that I'm comparing the two already. But as you can see, Joe Weber, almost identical in most of these numbers. A little bit better on the inside, a little bit worse at 3. I mean, these stats are pretty dang identical, 2 inches apart, and double the badges for Mr. Joe Weber. This guy's been on the trade block for a long time as well, so they are looking to move this man. Let's go ahead and give some badges. I think that was another request somebody was asking for, is the C badges. But Alessandro and all of his Hall of Fame, this crazy man. Next up would have been Joe Weber. Let's look at this AI's badges. I mean, I see a lot of inside scoring badges here. I remember there was a game last season, because they used to be the Yetis last year, where Joe Weber almost single-handedly won a game by himself. I mean, literally single-handedly. The rest of his team was playing so bad. But then Joe Weber would go to the other side of the floor and drill a 3 or dunk on 5 people. But if he passed the ball to somebody, it was immediately stolen. I mean, the rest of his team were so bad. Why are these red? Oh, that's just the badge color. If you guys couldn't tell, I haven't had time to actually play 2K. Saris Knight. Let's look at this guy. A sniper, big man, 7'1". Maybe not the best interior defender considering his height. But, I mean, he's 7'1", so he still gets the job done. Check out these badges. Good score. When this guy was created originally, the intention was to have him as like the best scoring big man the league has seen. Hasn't really worked out for Saris. In my opinion, the biggest reason for that is just game planning. I mean, he first had a GM that wasn't here ever, or wasn't active, and now he's got a new GM, but he's got a split time with Joe Weber and Alessandro Carter, so I don't know if Saris will take that next step, but Alfie, I believe, gives him the best chance of doing so. Then you got Travis House, another guard, similar height as the other two. This guy, though, known for his defense. 3-and-D off guard, catch and shoot player. Look at that 3-point scoring. Perimeter D A minus, IQ A plus. 3-and-D off guard for Travis House. Badges. I mean, look at that defensive badge. This guy is just fantastic. He's got a hustle badge. Silver hustle. That's right. One playmaking, glue hands. Oh, I mean, that's not that bad. I would like to see a glue hands badge on Carson Conley. Oof. Travis House is a catch and shoot player. He probably isn't going to put the ball on the floor a whole lot, so that's probably a wasted badge. I mean, you can use these ones though. Not all bad. Alfie, I'm not trying to destroy your. Sorry, my dog's honking in the background. Not trying to destroy his trade value here. That's not my intent. Next up, Mr. Carson Crawford, the dang near 7-foot small forward. He's 6'11". He's a shooter. Shooter with B 3-point shot. That's interesting. I mean, 6'11" though. Come on. Yes, his defense is weak, but 6'11". Playmaking okay, rebounding bad. I mean, not. You would think at 6'11" he could be flexible and play a different position, but no. He's a true 3. If anything, he might be a 2. Just look at these badges. Putback boss. That might be a waste of a badge. Gold teardropper. Catch and shoot. I mean, these are some pretty good shooting badges. Yeah, not bad. That would be good for him, considering his ability to put the ball on the floor and score. All right, next up, Don Maker. Mr. 7'1" himself. Big man Don came over from the Gotham City Lynx last season via trade and really played it like the best basketball of his career here in the Bay Area. Got that A inside D with B plus rebounding and A minus mid range scoring. He's really a low post player. As you can see, 2-way inside the arc scorer. He's just very crafty, and I love it. Look at these finishing badges. I mean, you can definitely tell on the court, too. I mean, that he scores at a really efficient level. Break starter, that doesn't surprise me with watching some of his dimes last season. And then here you go with the purple badges. Box Intimidator, Post Lockdown. This guy is his trade value was at an all-time low last season, and then came over to the Bay Area and is now at an all-time high. Don Maker was somebody I was really hoping would hit the free agent market, and I think Alfie made an excellent decision re-signing him before I had a chance to outbid him for it. And now, next up, JCJ. I love calling him JCJ. It just rolls off the tongue. Another ball-dominant guard. This is where I start to wonder if they have too many contradicting styles with JCJ, Joe Weber, Carter, and Crawford likes to have the ball in his hands as well. So JCJ, as you can see, not amazing at anything. What separates this guy is those 42 badges. And being an 82 overall, he's cheap on the cap. So you put that into perspective, and this guy's got some value. So you see 6 finishing, 16 shooting. So, I mean, yeah, his stats might not be very high, but this guy can make some stuff. And then playmaking. This is where it gets real fun. The 19 playmaking badges. Ankle breaker, bailout, bullet passer. A little backstory on Julius Carter Jr. He was an original 99 overall. This league, for those of you that don't know, started out with basically the whole league being 99 overall players. The thought process was behind it that with 99 overall players, the games would just be more fun because they would be better. But then we implemented user players, and user players weren't going to be able to compete if they were going against 99, so we had to drop them all. So that's how a lot of comp picks came about 3 or 4 seasons ago. If you cashed in your 99 overall user player, you got a comp pick for it. Julius Carter Jr. is one of the cash-ins. Everybody else that didn't get cash just took a 5 overall hit. Next up, Gabe George, Mr. Two-Way 3-level scoring rookie. Rook alert. Rook alert. I mean, these Bushido had an excellent draft. Gabe George, Alessandro Carter. Both of those picks were fantastic. As you see, Gabe's attributes, not a lot of badges on this man, but good stats. AAA, DA minus, B plus. Look at his badges. Hall of Fame, 2 Hall of Fame shooting. I mean, that could be a steal. 2 play make, and then, Hall of Fame box. Good player. 6'6", a little bit undersized for that box badge, in my opinion, but I mean, why not? Next up, Luther Knox, 6'8", small little power forward here. A+3 shooter, love him. One of the few stretches in the league. With 1 shooting badge. That's not that helpful. 9 defense badges. Really, I think the badges hurt this guy. I mean, he's got a decent build, and his tendos are okay. If you watch him on the floor, he's pretty. He overachieves for his overall. I mean, and he's gonna be cheap on the cap too, so good player. Leslie Mcgetty is the last player on this list. Shot creator, just all offense, no defense, as you see here. Leslie's badges, 9-2 finishing. The interesting thing about Leslie is he's a blend of he's got abilities to create the shot himself because he's got decent handles, and you can see some of these handle badges as well and these finishing badges. So he's a good shooter and finisher. So well-rounded offensive piece here. If we do projected lineup for the Bushido, they project Alessandro, Travis, Gabe, Luther, Saris. Does this team win it all this year? In my opinion, no. Missing too many pieces. When you start to look at like teams, sorry, they're right next to you. Let's just look at the Bobcats. I mean, come on. There's no way the Bobcats lose in a series to the Bushido right now. Alessandro Carter is a great foundational piece, and in my opinion, the Bushido skipped at least 2 years in their rebuild by drafting Alessandro Carter. So it's not going to take long, maybe one more piece, and then a good free agency next year, and this team's competing. But they're not ready now. They are not ready now. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. These are your Bay Area Bushido. I am Jeffrey John, and I'll catch you in the next one.